Welcome back everyone. So in this training video, I will let you know that how we can configure basic .NET application, and we will configure all necessary packages which are required in order to configure the model in our application. We will prepare the data and we will consume and query that data with help of LLMs. The .NET version which I'm using at the moment, it is .NET 8.0, and first of all, I will create console application. So let's start. I will click on this next, and I will say uh, basic console app, say AIR, right? And now let's click next. And I'm using .NET 8.0, and now let's create the console application. Now our application is ready, and we need to configure some of the packages here. So I will go to the tools and go to the package manager console, and over there we just need some of the packages. So first package is Microsoft AI extension. So if you see this error, it means that we are not in the correct folder. So let me go and see basic console AI app. And now let's try to install that package again. So this time this package is installing, and the next package which we need, that is the .NET extension vector data abstraction. So we need that package as well. And then we need one another package, that is the Microsoft Semantic Kernel Connect connector in memory. So that it as well. Okay, so the next package we need, that is the add package. Yeah, Microsoft extension configuration. So we need that as well. And one another package in order to maintain the secret of the application. We need that package as well. Okay, so all these packages are installed and configured. And now let's start writing a very basic code here. So before we write any code, we need to configure the AI model first. So in order to create OpenAI model, you just need to go to the OpenAI site and create the account there. I have already created an account here, and you just need to go to your profile, and in the profile section you will see this API key section as well. So over there we just need to create a new key. So first of all, I will just keep the name of my key, which is the demo key, and I will assign this project here, and let's create the secret. So once that key secret is created, you just need to preserve it wherever you want, and we will utilize this key secret in our case in our .NET application. But before we utilize that secret, let me tell you one more thing, that none of the models here are free. You have to pay. But I will let you know that what are the best suitable alternate to create and configure the models. So after configuring OpenAI key, I switch back to my Visual Studio again, and these are the steps we are going to follow in order to uh, test our application. So first, I will create a custom data class. Right, this is step one: creating custom data class. On the second step, we will configure the model, and in the third step, we will query the data on which the model we have created, right? So in order to create a custom data, we will create a very simple basic sample data here. So in order to create the sample data, we need to create a vector database model class. And in the vector database model class, we will create the model, and then we will add the data related to cloud services, and we will ask the question about the suitable cloud service, and our model will suggest that this is the suitable service for you, right? So in order to create the vector db model class, we will create a new class here, and we will call it um, cloud service vector data vector model, right? And over there we need to add the reference, so which is the using Microsoft extensions dot vector data. So this is one of the package we install in our configuration part. So let me make it public, and over there let's create a key class here, and I will say it key, and I will decorate that property with vector store key, right? And then let's replicate it, and afterwards we will change the data types. And okay, so now vector store record data, and we will call it the name. So the type of this will be string name, and then the same cases with this. Okay, and we will call it description, right? And in the last property, we will define the size of the vector database. I mean, in-memory size of the vector database, and Microsoft extensions dot vector data provides us the attribute called vector store record store, and over there we just need to specify the size of the key, so size of the dimension. So what is meant by this 384? So when you convert the text like sentence or a paragraph into a vector using embedding model, it produces the list of numbers, right, that capture the meaning of the text. So if you will provide the wrong number there, then you will face an exception. So there is one another configuration we need to provide here, that is the similarity model. So what I will say distance function dot using similarity. So basically, this configuration will enable the efficient vector search by telling the system that how to interpret and compare the embedding. So this method is used to measure the similarity between vectors, and it is ideal for text-based semantic search, right? So once you will provide that, then we need to specify the name of the property which will hold the whole configuration, like uh, read only memory, and I will say float, and then I will call it a vector, right? And that's okay. So that's it. So this is how the model configuration is done for the vector database. So now let's add the values to that model. So I already added a very simple basic data here, and I just provided different situations here, and we will ask our model to suggest what is a suitable situation, and our model will work accordingly, right? So let's move towards the model configuration. So these are the packages we require here. So these packages configuration we have done at the start of this video, and next thing we need to configure the model object first. So in order to configure the model object, we need to specify the key and the name of the model. So I have already written a few lines of code here. So let me copy and paste it. So you can see here that this is the key we already generated while we are doing opening a key configuration. And for now, we will use this text embedding model 3, right? So this model is suitable for this small version of the dataset. And I mean, this is a very basic dataset. It could be, uh, big dataset as well, but we have a very limited scope. So this model is suitable. We have different models for different situations and different output and accuracy. So for now, we will use this model. And now next, we will use the in-memory store. So in-memory vector store. So in order to create the vector store, we will create the variable vector store is equal to new in-memory vector store, right? This is the object we needed. So after this variable is defined, we need to specify the collection of cloud service with proper record handling. So in order to do, I will say I vector collection, and I will create a key value pair with my cloud service class here. Okay, uh, cloud service cloud service store is equal to then I will say vector store dot uh, what is called get collection, and over there I just need to specify the name of the model and then the name of our cloud service, right? So next we will check that whether if there is any data available in this object or not. So if there is no data available, then go ahead and create it. So in order to do this, I will create cloud service store dot create collection if not exist. This is very simple. And next we will embed or upsert each cloud service into the vector store. So in order to do that, we will loop each line or each row here. So I will say var service in where we have stored. It is in, let's call it service. Correct the spelling, service, and over there we will say cloud services. So basically we are looping that array and we will upsert the data in vector store. So we say string content to embed is equal to, then we will use verbatim and say service dot name colon service dot description, right? So basically this is the content. I think name n is capital. Okay, so this is the content we will add, and then next we will say service dot vector and await and generator, and we will generate the embedding for that data we have added above. So, so now we have generated the embedding, and now we will upsert the data. So we'll say cloud service store dot upsert async, right? And over there we will specify the name of the object. Okay. So in this configuration, what we have done, we have basically created the content which we would like to embed, and after embedding that content, we generated the vector, and after that, we observed the vector. And over there, we said that if there is no any uh, existing collection found, then go ahead and create it, and after creating that collection, go ahead and observe the data in that collection. Right. So once I'm done with this configuration, what I need to do, I just need to provide the semantic query. So I will say query, string query, and I will ask a very simple query, which Azure service should I use to store my PDF documents, right? So now we have generated the vector for our query as well as for our data, and we need to perform the search here. So in order to perform the vector search, we need to do a very basic configuration. So over here, what I will say vector search results, and I will create the object, and over there I will provide the model. This is the name of my vector model, and I will say the results, okay, is equal to, and await, and then I will provide the store, and in the store I will say the vectorize search async, and then I will provide the query, and then I just need to specify that from where or what is the class for where my this vector search will perform, and then I will take top three you know searches or top four searches, however you need it. So in my case, I just need top three results, and in order to display the search result, we need some configuration, and I've already created that configuration. So you can see here, I have copied uh, and pasted the results here. So what I have done here, I just you know uh, specify the name of my vector search result object, and then exactly the same piece of code above here, and then created a variable, and this results where in this variable where my actually the results are rendering, I'm just looping through and printing the results. So now let's test this piece of code, and let's put the breakpoint here. So once that breakpoint will hit here, so upsert will happen first. So here is the upsert is happening for the vector DB, and let me put the breakpoint here. Okay, so once that whole piece of information which I have already provided above is converted to the vector, then my this query will convert to the vector, and once it is done, then the result the search will performed, and now I'm just going to display the result whatever it happened. So let me show you that what is the result of this search. So you can see here that my model suggested that Azure Blob Storage is a suitable place for you to store your PDF document, and this is my match score, and This is what the description we have in our database. So let me summarize that what we have done so far. So first of all, we created our model class for our vector database, and then we created a very simple basic data here, and then we configured our model, and then we converted our basic data in the vector, and then we provided a query, and we converted that query in the vector also, and our result is rendered accordingly. So basically, this is a very simple configuration with OpenAI, and in our next video, we will use some other model and we will have exactly the same result. So thank you very much for watching, and let's meet in our next video with more enhanced knowledge.